a little bit of like a little bit of like lag, but bear with me, all right?
All right.
Hi, Mom, I love you.
Just a nerd.
All right, so here we go. Hey guys, YouTube, this is SaSSy Presents here with Meet the Cosplayers. I feature them starting on my YouTube channel. And here with me we have Gazebo Tier Cosplay, Meg and Keen, I believe.
Yep.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing well, yeah.
So,
Excited.
so I believe we met during PatsuCon, I think, and that's where I saw your awesome Steins Gate cosplay.
Yes, that would have been Katsugan.
We love Steins Gate.
Our favorite anime. It's actually our only anime cosplay.
Was that
Bizarre.
your first one?
That's not our first cosplay, but it might have been our first anime.
It certainly was mine. I don't watch a lot of anime because, I mean, Steins Gate is all I need in my life. So.
I watch a lot of anime. I just don't cosplay it often.
Yeah, so like, tell me a little about yourselves. Like, what got you into cosplay, and like, what anime are you into?
I'll go first. I've been cosplaying since 2011. I didn't meet Keen until 2013.
Yeah.
Katsucon 2013. That's when we were introduced by some mutual friends. Before I met Keen, I did stuff mostly from video games. Got a couple cosplays, one from World of Warcraft. I did the Avatar regalia. I did a Journey cosplay, kind of an original design of the red robes. Was really grand. And then I met Keen, and we shared a hotel room. And one day, I think it was like Friday night of that Otakon, I looked at him and I was like, "We could be twins." So the Lutessas were born in that moment.
Yeah. And then I think with the Katsu before, you were like, "You're taller than me. You could be Okabe. Let's do Steins Gate." And I was like, "I like Steins Gate. Okay." And as for me, I started in 2010 because that was the year Otakon had that fire drill. And pretty much until Megan, I pretty much cosplayed all video games, exclusively like Pokemon. I was very narrow-minded in what I cosplayed.
Did Animal Crossing.
I did do Animal Crossing. I did a lot of cutesy things, and then Megan was like, "We could do the Lutessas." I'm like, "Yeah, we can do the Lutessas." So we both well, Megan was always really good, and I kind of got dragged up to making my own suits good.
Yeah, no, he's in the past year, he's accelerated so much. He goes so fast now.
3 suits later.
Yeah.
So like, was Katsucon your first con, or did you actually went before that?
For me or for Keen?
For both of you, like, did you go to together to the same con, and that's when you started to get the idea for cosplay, or did you go to anime conventions way before you both started doing cosplay?
I had gone to cons before I met Keen. We met at a con, actually. That's how we met. So, but yeah, the very first con I went to was Otakon 2011, and I showed up in my very first cosplay, which I was from Portal. I did GLaDOS, and it was pretty good for a first cosplay. But now I look back and I'm like, oh, there's so many things I would change.
My first con was Otakon 2010, and I did a group of Team Rocket grunts, which I still believe are probably the best Team Rocket grunts I've ever seen, because they weren't the Hot Topic shirts. They were us pretending we could sew ours onto shirts. It was pretty rough.
How old were you?
13, 14? I was young. I had braces. I was like 5'6".
Pictures of that exist out there on the internet.
So does GLaDOS.
You should not look for GLaDOS.
I should definitely look for GLaDOS.
Don't do it.
Maybe I should maybe I should like get a pic and maybe post it on afterwards or something. No.
You can if you want, but
I would.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe after I edit the video and But anyway, so like, tell me about so your first big con that you both actually cosplayed together, was that Katsucon?
Yes.
Yeah, it was last Katsucon.
The one that
No.
from 2015?
Yeah.
No, the first thing we did together was Steins Gate at Otakon 2014.
Yes, that's
2014.
yeah. And then we did the Lutess Twins in 2015.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're
Yeah, I was at Otakon last year too, but I think I must have missed you, but maybe I did. Maybe I did get you because
We were an early Steins Gate group. At that point, we only had Christina, Okabe, and Mayuri, and it was pretty rough. That was our first form of like. I think some of that was. I think our Mayuri made all of hers in the hotel room, didn't she? I think she made like the entire skirt in the hotel room. Like it was very rough, barely passing, and then we fixed it for Katsukan.
Yeah, I remember, I spent most of my time preparing. I was doing a suit of armor from World of Warcraft. So I spent all my time leading up to Otakon doing the Avatar regalia. And then at the last second, I was like, oh, shit, I was supposed to do Kurisu too. So I threw it together. But then after Otakon, I spruced it up and it's passable now.
Ooh, best group.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we've grown so large. We have pretty much the full cast. It's a great cosplay. It's pretty easy to wear. Most people know Steins Gate and they like it. And it's exciting to see a full group walking around the con center.
With a phone.
cool because I saw like when you're at Otakon, I mean Katsucon, you had the entire group together with you, and like
Yeah, we were missing two at the time. I think we have a Shining Finger, and now we're only missing one Ferris, who we think we have one. We're pinning her down so we can get a shoot of all 7 of the characters because that's a dream come true.
that's awesome because I see groups of people that cosplay in partners or like a few, but
Yeah,
you
there's
had like a huge group together, which was really cool. So
yeah.
are you guys partnered with like another cosplay group? Do you like just or do you guys know them and you hang out and you just get together during conventions and stuff?
Yeah, we have a lot of friends who cosplay, so we have a lot of like smaller groups, and then we all kind of like form together. So like there'll be like 12 of us who are really close friends, so we all go to cons together, and then we break up into our smaller groups. So like our Steins Gate group has like 6 of our 12 people in it, but that being said, our Bioshock group has like 3 of the 12.
Mm-hmm. If we can just throw out some names, we have Ruka and Mayuri. They're Bird King cosplay. You can find them on Facebook. Suzaha is Stars of Cassiopeia, also on Facebook and some other social media sites.
Our Daru doesn't have a page.
Daru doesn't have a page. Ferris doesn't have a page. But yeah, those are the other two that are with us.
Nice. I always notice like because your costumes are very detailed, it seems like you put a lot of time into it. How long does it take for you to actually assemble those costumes? I mean, the
So
costumes at Steins are really good, and and your Bioshock cosplays I saw at Otakon, that was like really awesome as well.
So the Steins Gate ones, I can say personally, the only thing I made on it was the phone wave, which I can see actually is in the corner over there on this pile of trash I have growing. But as far as like the other ones, God, this phone wave, I won't a second. Like the other costumes, like the picture we posted today on our page, which was a Mary Poppins jacket, that took me about 35 hours to make because I had to sew down all of those stripes individually. Um, and that was a pain. And they all had to line up, and they do all line up, and it took like 3 drafts to do. And I think our Lutece suits took us
like 3 weeks. Working nonstop. We did it over the last winter break. We just sat in my basement and sewed, 8 hours a day for like
and
5 days straight for 3 weeks.
it was our first time really making things like jackets and pants, which for some reason we thought would be easy, but it's just a lot of interfacing and a lot of very strange pieces that when you look at a suit jacket, you're like, that's like what, 6 pieces? But I think like the pattern for Robert's jacket was like 22 and Rosalind was like 25. So in the end, we're like, where did these all go?
It was also a challenge because we had to be, of course, completely identical. So we had to even space out, do we have the same buttons? Are they the same width apart? How large are the buttonholes on the lapels? How can we size them to ourselves, but also keep it, looking pretty identical? So that was.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Did you have any experience with sewing and everything before you started, or did you actually learn as you actually got the idea of making cosplay and started making? Did you like build it from, make it from scratch and everything, or like it start off like with a suit and then you kind of altered it to make it look like the costumes that you're or cosplays that you're making?
For the Luteces specifically, we built those from the ground up. So there were no suits purchased there. We got the pattern, we got the fabric, we sewed everything
Everything but the dress shirts. But
dress shirts, but
yeah, the jackets, the vest, the pants, everything. Even the shoes we got and we painted them brown and we added the white saddle shoe details and weathered it all. It was a labor of love.
But sewing in general, like I did learn sewing through cosplay, not with the Luteces, but my first thing that I sewed for cosplay was my GLaDOS cosplay, and then I just went through the other ones I did. You know, Journey. I did the dress for the WoW armor. I did Elizabeth, the first version of her that I did. So that was a lot of fun, learning and getting better and faster. I think I've come a long way. So has Keen.
Yeah, I think it's quite amazing because I see people cosplay and they like sometimes they have some of their costumes they like probably pre-purchase or just start off as just a piece of like an existing suit and then build it. But you guys like build it from scratch. Was that
Yep.
takes a lot of dedication and time and
And I mean, there's nothing truthfully wrong with buying pieces. Like I know for the last Bioshock cosplay we did, which was Elizabeth and Sandra Cohen, Megan made all of hers. I actually bought the jacket for Sandra Cohen. It's like a tailcoat tuxedo, and that was just purely because it was like a month out of con. I didn't want to make one, and that was I just bought the jacket and I sanded all the holes and I painted it all on. So it's not necessarily bad to start with a suit, but characters like the Lutesses, where we wanted them to be absolutely identical, we had to make them from the ground up.
so the Lutesses was that like the first idea that you wanted to do in for Bioshock or is that like um did you have other characters in mind too?
I think we have a long list of Bioshock characters, and we're just slowly going down them. Like we've each done three, I think now. You think maybe we've done four, and we're working on one more, I think, for towards Magfest and Katsucon. And it's an unfortunate list that we're always like, okay, for each one Bioshock we do, we have to take a time and do a not Bioshock cosplay. So
I had played Bioshock first, and then I cosplayed, you know, the Tower Elizabeth, which with her long blue skirt, not the corset one, but the Tower Liz. And then I met Keen, and I was thinking to myself, you know, well, I don't really know what else to do with Elizabeth, and there's really no one else in Bioshock to cosplay for me because there aren't a lot of female characters, and it's kind of really sad to do one Lutece by themselves. Like I always think it goes better when you have the set. So I'm so glad that I met Keen so that we could, you know, work off each other and throw more Bioshock ideas off each other. I'm so glad I was able to infect him with this love for this game. So yeah.
Yeah, it's no problem like just having like just BioShock because you guys did a fairly good job and clearly you guys really like BioShock and Steins Gate and you actually put a lot of effort into costumes. Or like for instance, when I saw Otakon this year, like the Elizabeth and who's your character?
Sander Cohen.
Cohen.
Yeah.
Those are those like spot on. So I thought those like really good. I mean, I still have the photos and everything, and I was like, damn. I was like, it looks just like the game coming to life right there. So
Who doesn't
That's always so great to hear.
who doesn't love a sexy 60s stripper and a scary clown?
Scary
or
clown. It's true.
what they call it, femme fatale. There we go. Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I loved doing Rapture Elizabeth. She was so much fun. The pin curl wig, that was so nice. I got these special stage cigarettes that had tinsel in the tip so that they looked like they were glowing. They were meant for, you know, like the theater, but I found them at this vintage store, and they actually had some powder in the tip, so if you blew into it, it would like give off a puff of smoke. Because I don't smoke, of course. I'm not going to start smoking for cosplay, but it was a really cool effect.
Dedicated.
Yeah, I'm not dedicated.
I spent like an hour painting my face white with all the stupid dirt.
Does it take a while to actually put them on and get ready for conventions?
The Lutesses is a chore and a half. That we've gotten down to an almost hour and a half process, maybe 2 hours. And that's just because their wigs are really intricate. Because, like, as my hair goes up here, to pull a wig up doesn't work, so you have to use a special lace front. And that's a lot of gluing. All of my for Rob, the sideburns are glued down each morning. So Megan cuts hair and glues them over mine to make my sideburns while I sit there. And the same for Megan. She has a little bit smaller sideburns, obviously, but the wigs alone take us, like, the wig and makeup takes us like an hour to get the Lutesses on. And Bio 1's about the same. Rapture Liz takes a while, and Cohen isn't hard, it's just the white makeup.
Rapture Liz isn't hard. It's just keeping the wig properly in shape. It's not as bad as Rosalind. Wigs. I love wigs. Oh my gosh, wigs are my specialty. Keen can do most of the sewing. I can do the wigs.
Stripes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Stripes.
for the Lutezes, you did have like the standard like outfits, but then you also for like Colossal. You're at Colossal Con, right?
Yep, that was us.
Yeah, you
Yep.
had like the bathing suit version.
Yeah, little Edwardian swimsuits, or I guess Victorian, depending. Looks at the floor.
Bloomers in one piece. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It wasn't a canon design, but it was a fan art by a Tumblr artist. If I'm saying this right, Ginu Riviera, I believe. You can find the link on our cosplay page. She had this really great beach test design. In the game, if you know that there's an area where it's like a fake beach up in the city of Columbia. And all the characters are in, these cute little bathing suits, but the Lutessas never get to, go there and dress up. So we wanted to make sure that could happen, especially since Colossal Con is an indoor water park, so it had kind of the exact same like fake beach
Yeah.
aesthetic that.
But then it did kind of bite us in the butt later because everyone at ColossCon seemed to have a lot of fun swimming and going on the slides and things, and we just walked up to the water like, if we got this wet, we would drown because, like, I mean, it was all made out of linen, and then it was all lined with, I think, swimsuit liners, where we lined both of them out of, just in case we wanted to get them wet. But I mean, it wasn't saying they were heavy, but compared to a modern swimsuit, like, I can't imagine what all of our layers soaked wet would weigh like.
Yeah, that wouldn't be
So it
great.
kind of bit us in the butt when we were like, oh my god, look how fun these water parks look. Let's just stand here and watch them have fun.
We still got a bunch of good pictures. There's where we have the circle
The Lady Gaga glasses.
the same matching Gaga glasses where you're sitting on a beach chair. It's like, we can't go in the water. We're gonna stand judging.
Yeah, a lot of cosplayers I think don't try like go into the water completely because I think they're wearing wigs or something that might actually like cause their run. So that's fine. I mean, it's not like and if like you put a lot of time into assembling it together, so if it got wet or something, it might like cause them to like I don't know something like might happen to them, right?
Yeah.
So next question. So what's your favorite anime convention? Speaking, we're talking about ColossCon, Otakon, and Kazucon.
It's Katsukan.
It's Katsukan.
In fact, the name Gazebo Tier is a tribute to Katsukan being that gazebo level because in our minds we aspire to be the tier to stand in the gazebo. We are Gazebo Tier. So even our name is homage to the best con ever, or at least the best location of a con ever.
It's absolutely gorgeous. If anyone has never been, the Gaylord is the convention center. It's oh my gosh, you can't even describe it. You just gotta look up pictures, and I'm sure everyone's seen what Katsucon looks like.
Oh yeah, it's like a big atrium inside, and on the top floor, it's like the most popular like place where everywhere takes place. The white marble floor, the gazebo, and everything.
And I think the way that the windows are set and the daylight that comes through, it's just like a really nice natural, diffused light that just makes everyone look like 10 times prettier.
All our pictures look
You need like 10 Gaylords to make Keen look exciting.
Whoa. But on a quick note, someone on our Facebook page asked if this was being live streamed because apparently it's not on your YouTube channel.
Is it? Is it not showing up?
Apparently not.
What?
I checked and else can't see it. So awkward interruption in the interview. My bad.
That's strange. It said it was live. Maybe we'll double check.
Do you have a link you could send me that I could put on our page?
Yeah. Let me see if it's coming up.
Oh, you have pictures of what is Casey's Labinik and Mangaloo? I'm going through a YouTube channel now creepily. Whoops. Okay.
That's odd because I could have sworn it would have went live for a second. Just give me a moment, right?
No, that's fine. Yeah. Ross asks.
Technical difficulties. So was there a link that actually showed up on when you looked at the video?
I'm on your YouTube channel. I don't see one to a live stream. I'm just on your home.
Yeah, I'm on your
We're both creeping.
Okay. Let's see. Well, at least I'm recording it, so it shouldn't be so it'll still be on YouTube regardless.
Okay.
So, that's weird. Could have sworn it was actually working for a second. This is embarrassing.
Oh, it's fine. You want to know something embarrassing? I once sewed I once sewed a sleeve on upside down to a costume, so I sewed the cuff part to the shoulder part, but because it was like a baggy Renaissance style clothes, I never fixed it. I just went ahead and added like a thicker cuff on the end to make them look like they were the same. That's embarrassing. That was a costume for like 2012. I don't even know where that is anymore, but I once didn't even bother fixing a sleeve. I just left it on upside down.
Was that before you met me?
It was.
Didn't have standards yet.
It was baggy. You couldn't tell. But in my heart, I knew. You know who the person who noticed it was, Megan? Ross. Shout out to Ross. Octography.
Austin?
Yeah, he commented. He's like, "Is this a live stream?" I was like, "Yeah, yes."
Octography is great. Love octography.
You also
Love octography.
It says that one person's watching it, but I wonder if that's actually just me.
Is there a specific link, or is it just does it show up on your YouTube channel?
It should show up on my YouTube channel, but that's odd. Maybe if I say
Sorry, we broke it.
it's my fault.
It seems up to face.
Maybe if I just stop it and then start again, would it actually work?
No meaning at the bottom of the Atlantic. Do you regret interviewing us yet?
Okay, I have the link right here. Maybe this might help.
If you put it in this chat, we can put it up. Do you regret interviewing us yet? Alrighty.
Okay.
Here's Facebook. Me. Where did Facebook go? If you put it in this chat, we can put it up. Do you regret interviewing us yet? And let's click this.
Alright, did it go?
Yes! Yes! Oh my god, I can see me watching me! I'll just...
I'm surprised it didn't show up on my YouTube channel already.
Okay, I'm gonna edit the post and add the new link.
Okay, good, because I can't edit it, it says.
Oh, let's see.
Okay, it's like there's like a 15-second delay, so I'm hearing myself saying things later.
It's like an echo because I had it open too, so I'm hearing myself like talking over myself.
Oh gosh, this is crazy. Okay, I'm gonna close it so that.
No, I'm gonna watch it. It's like a 15-second delay, so I'm hearing myself.
There we go.
Nothing's more terrifying than hearing your own voice.
Yeah, sorry that it didn't actually show up on the channel, so I missed like 20 minutes of what we were talking about earlier.
Oh, it's fine. Did you update the post, Megan?
Yes, I believe so.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, right. Where was I? So where did we leave off now? Oh yeah, favorite anime conventions.
Katsucon.
Katsucon.
Yeah, so
Easy.
we were talking about like how the gazebo was just like the place that the entire con almost like converges in one area. So it's like every single cosplayer or like people, just all the photographers are just there, and that's how you pretty much conceive the name of your cosplay group.
Yeah, it's just an homage to the gazebo. We are humbled by it.
It is our god.
We worship the gazebo.
Gazebo.
Built a mini shrine of it in the room or something.
Yeah.
We need to make like a blood sacrifice to the gazebo.